Right, so for people that are watching, this is a coaching session that was meant to maybe be done a couple of weeks ago. But we're now finally getting around to doing it. So this is what plat 3 was it in solo queue?
About that, my ADC is Emerald 4, so I think the average was like plat. I was in. I actually don't remember if this was the game I got demoted to plat 3.
Okay.
I think I was in plat 2 at this point, and then after I lost this game, yeah, I got demoted to plat 3, 75 LP, and then I won one, and I'm plat
hmm
3, 99 LP because Riot. Yeah.
And your duo.
Yes, I'm duo with the MF.
Okay. And you duo a lot, yeah?
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I I I don't like playing solo queue. I have if I do play solo queue like alone, I mute everyone to begin with because as soon as someone question mark pings me, I'm like in my mind I'm like, how
hmm
dare you ping me?
Like one thing looking
So
at the matchup here anyway is like it's gonna be bad. Um I find
yeah,
that
yeah.
Lux and Xerath in particular are very good against Zyra, just because they
Yes,
outrange her in lane. So I can already tell
yeah.
it's gonna be a nightmare. Double poke. Um Yeah, we'll go into it and see how it goes. It does look like you've also got like a Giga inting top laner. The 0-10. I'm
Yeah,
assuming top went pretty bad then. He actually ended up with less gold than you.
yeah. So top lane was very bad. Actually, disclaimer. So before this game, we had a previous game that was pretty much the same, where top lane was despite. So we went into this game with kind of like not the best mental, but we just like, come on, this game is gonna be better. And then the top laner really was not having a great game, and we tried to play around objectives, but it was not really possible because of the Volibear being so strong. Um,
Just taking a look at
yeah,
some
that
of your other games and stuff. Yeah, but
so that other game.
we can look at like the game that you suggested. Is there a particular reason why this game like over the other one, for example?
Yeah, so I chose this game because despite it being pretty much of a stomp of the enemy team, I thought that I had some good picks. So I think um being at a clear disadvantage, I think I managed to find something to do. Whereas the other game, it was like really not possible to do much
Mm-hmm.
because we were pushed in all the time. And for example, in the other game, the the Ramus killed our MF at inhibitor, mid inhibitor, bypassing two towers, and she just died. Like it was that difficult to while I was warding Baron, for example. So it was like it was really difficult to play around um, against that team and that game.
Well, that's jumping in now. I mean, as I said already at the start, like I would playing Zyra into this double poke lane, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah,
Um,
and I knew that it would be a Zerat support. Well, he picked Zerat support before I picked Zyra. We were hoping
mhm.
um, that it would be Zerat mid, but I kind of had a hunch that it would be Zerat support.
Yeah. I mean, okay, good. Yeah, starting Q. I would start Q2 just to make sure that you can combat them poke-wise level 1, otherwise you're just gonna get wrecked. Also, level 2 prior attempt here. Um, it's nice that you're helping on the wave. So far you're doing all the right things right now. Level
Yeah, I
2,
was
good. Yeah.
playing a bit backward because I was just scared I would be outpoked.
Okay, I'm not gonna say you're doing anything wrong here, but why in particular W level 2 instead of E?
Um, because I wanted to generate gold safely with my item without having like long cooldowns because Q has shorter cooldown than E.
Mhm.
And I think if I would have, it was also a mana situation where I thought that if I do QW, I would consume less mana than if I went QE or EQ or something, like just that combo, because W doesn't cost any mana.
Yep, that's fine. That's all I wanted to do. That's fine.
Hmm?
I think that's absolutely fine to do. I would say, like, if they had a more aggressive early jungler, like a Jarvan or something, or at least in, I would probably take my E second, just in case. But because it's Evelyn, she's going to be probably farming up till 6 anyway this year. Probably.
That's actually good to know. I usually do QWE. I very rarely do E first if it's in bait or something. I hate doing that. But I wouldn't have taken E second for that one.
Yeah, so it's basically what I'm looking at is your mana versus Xerath's mana.
Yeah.
Xerath is pretty mana hungry. So do you know about the Xerath passive?
Yes, if he auto attacks, he gets mana back. I think if he auto attacks the champion, he gets more mana than.
Yeah, it's like double. Yeah. So that's the only thing you want to try and avoid is letting him auto attack you if possible. I know that time you were slowed down, so there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, it's good that you know about the matchups. Yeah, okay, that was brilliant. Alright, good. I was going to say, that's the first time that one of them's made a really bad positional mistake and you managed to get a pick there straight away. Like, this is perfect. Root into double slow there too. I think, in terms of, because I know you're Geo here, I think your MF should be following up on that. I think you did a very, very good pick here. Yeah, that Jhin is like so giga caught out. You got vision in the brush as well because of the plants. MF has full health and basically full mana. You both should be playing into that straight away. So that obviously should be your Q. Ideally you push forward here now and ignite, and you basically try and force summoners off this Jhin. Because he's so far deep in by himself here. MF should be going in. I don't know why she took 2 points in Q level 1 instead of the E. Like, there should be an E here. Just to help. It's not even necessarily poke, it's just to help enable you. Like, if she puts down her E, it slows, and it makes it so much your life much easier as well. So I don't know why she's doing 2 points in Q here. Especially when she hasn't really landed any Q pokes from what I've seen anyway. So yeah, she should have E level, and then that should be enabling, and then you guys should be pushing in here. She should be moving diagonal forward. She's on 4 HP, she's not going to die.
Yeah.
Also, summoner-wise, the Xerath has exhaust, so it's not like there's an ignite. Okay, worst thing is, MF pushes diagonal here. Xerath exhausts the MF. You push forward here as well. You ignite the Jhin. Jhin then has to flash away, and then he might pop Ghost as well, but like you basically get a flash here from the Jhin. He goes down to like, say about 30% HP. And then you've got the exhaust also off the Xerath too. Then I'd say that you're putting yourself in a good lane position then. Then the only thing after that I would then be worried about is you probably have lane control. Then you'll be pushing in a bit more. They'll be playing a bit more passive. And then it's being ganked by Evelyn. But yeah, that seems like a good opportunity here for you both to... I'm surprised that there's no further play there. Because he's stuck on 2 melee slows that he can't get out of there really. It takes such a long time. I mean, if MF just pushes onto that, he goes down below 30%. That's like, plus they can ignite. Yeah, he definitely has to use 1 or 2 summoners there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got river control fight happening. Okay, so one thing I would suggest is, I don't do this sometimes as well. This is something I need to work on too. Is when your jungler's coming into the river, you need to switch your lane position from down here at the bottom to like up here. Just so that if something does break out on the river, you can get there a few seconds quicker.
Right.
Because that's kind of what happened here. They're higher up on this side, so they can get to this a bit quicker. And yeah, Diana's obviously looking for Scuttle since she's in the river there, so you kind of need to position yourself in like more in this kind of area.
Yeah, towards the river, yeah.
So this fight's going to break out, and I'm assuming she's going to die now, because it's going to be 1v3. Yeah, MF does get here. Ooh, it's close. Okay. Yeah, so like, you know, going back to like when you caught off this Jhin, like they wouldn't have been able to contest that either if you had
Yeah.
done the stuff there too. Like the Jhin wouldn't have had summoners, the Zyra wouldn't have had exhaust. You would have had better lane prior for this too.
Yeah.
And also if you were higher up in the lane, then you'd be roughly where the MF was, and you would have been able to catch these guys out. Like you would have been basically where the MF is right now. But, you know, you would actually be able to get a bit more involved. You do have all summoners. Just working out here if there's anything you can do. It's kind of a nasty fight. I think targeting there was a bit panicky for me. I think.
Yeah. I just saw the Jhin was the lowest.
Yeah.
So
The thing is, it's like max range route, and they know it's coming. Plus, he's standing on scuttle speed. It's like really difficult, and he's popped ghost as well. I think you just go for the Zeraphir. I think you just go straight for the Zeraphir. I think the odds of you getting that are pretty low, just because of how far away he is. I think if you're gonna do anything, it would be like a Q rather than an E, and then maybe the Z can find something to finish off last hit or something, or maybe the MF flashes forward and then tries to get finishing off there. But I would honestly, because of the Zerath, it's just literally just in your face, and he is very squishy. I would have just rooted him and then switched to him, ignited him, and then switched to that target instead.
yeah, I actually didn't know.
I don't know where you ran away here to actually as well.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else, so I just kind of backed off a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of rewind it. Because yeah, you do use everything, but like they're incredibly weak anyway. I would like the Zerath here. I'd say like you could probably auto attack him a couple more times here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because now you're kind of like too far back. When your next Q was up, you're too far away. But when that was back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, you're not going to be able to get anything now at this point. No, it's just a mess. You've got to go back into lane and push it in and then reset. So this needs to be pushed in and then you need to reset. That's how what happens? Yeah, good. Okay, at least that bit's done.
Yeah, look at us not hoarding 2,000 gold anymore.
Yeah. Yes, this bit's going to be tough now. I'm not sure about that. I can see you kind of want to get onto them. But I think it's very difficult to get the follow-up because of how far away MF is.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty awkward. If you're going to do that, then you just have to like run away straight away. I don't think you can linger there too much. My main concern is it's just like the trade back of you going this far in means that Jhin can just like do W and then he can walk over and then do some stuff there. I don't know. This is why this lane's just really, really, really awkward. I haven't been watching much of MF, by the way. I know she's your Geo, but we're mainly just fixating on you.
Yeah, that's fine. It's more from my coaching. It's just... Yeah.
My main concern in the next minute or two is going to start thinking about Evelyn being level 6.
Yeah.
You do have a controlled on your side, which is nice. Evelyn's been sneaky. Yeah, she hit 6 from Krugs. This is going to be rough. Yeah, right, at least you get to spot her here. That's good. Yeah, nice. Do you want to fight this though? Okay, there's lots of weird things going on there though. Right, I get you wanted to protect this control ward, but you don't have any help here whatsoever. Your jungle is literally on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
You're fighting this 3v2, and you know it's going to be 3v2. One sec, got the sound alert going through. Hey, Mentalist, thank you very much for the tier 3 sub. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Mentalist, you just resubbed for 4 months. Bizzle less than 3.
And everyone in the Twitch chat. Hey, Wolf, hey, hey, Light, hey, Haunted, hey, Buttery. Much appreciated. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Ghosty. Yeah, Fog of War sets it all. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's fine. I change the vision when I need to. Anyway, so yeah, you're going into this 3v2. Like, you know it's 3v2.
Yeah.
You know your jungle's top side. I don't like pushing into this too much because also she's 6, right? So she has an ultimate advantage too. This is gonna, like, the only way I see this going well for you is that you do a very quick bit of poke and then you run away. If you stay here too long, then it's just gonna be a combination of you being sniped over the wall by Jhin and Xerath, Evelyn landing her charm on Misfortune, and then it's like Evelyn ult execute and you're gonna have to use summoners to get away, but you already used summoners in the river, so you don't have much to actually get away from the situation anyway. And then that pathing there from you was
It was
atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, I don't know what happened there, but you shouldn't be looking at this fight at all. You should just respect the fact that there are more players than you and then just treat, like, you know, respect it from the point. Yeah. Yeah, that pathing now is really, really, really rough. Yeah. I think yeah, like look at the wave state. Like the wave's coming towards you anyway, and you would have had like near full health and mana and stuff here from both of you, and you would have been able to just sit under the turret, kind of like being okay here, relatively okay. Yeah, at some point you just have to just let it go. They have more people down. They have more people down here. You have to give up stuff. You have to. There's a consequence for that. But what should be happening on the other side of the map, because Dinah's over here, she should be making an impact on top lane or mid lane, right? And that's the consequence. So you just have to absorb the pressure and then just try not to die from it. That's all you need to do, really.
Right. Yeah.
Have you heard of like weak side before?
Yes.
Yeah. So like in that situation, you're weak side, so you don't want to do anything. You don't want to force yourself in a situation. Okay, we've talked about this before in the past in the previous coaching session, but recalls need to be timed the same. You're both from comms, right? So both of you should be recalling here if you want to recall. Okay, if she wants
so
to.
I wanted to recall because I was really low, and because I get outranged by both of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I would say, like, because Evelyn was just down here, you don't know if she's still here or not.
Yeah.
You both should just reset. You pushed out the wave, which is good. Yeah, this wave here is going to crash into turret and you miss a couple of minions, but like if Evelyn is here and they all hit level 6, you're going to be under tower against low HP against a Xerath ulti and a Jhin ulti. So you're right in wanting to recall. MF should be joining up with you. There's no reason why MF should be moving up here by herself. Because now your recalls are going to be staggered. There's absolutely zero reason for MF to be here. Because yeah, you can't go back into bot lane by yourself because there's not much for you to do. So at least you make yourself look useful and good job. I'd say normally you would have put a ward in the banana brush, but because it's Evelyn, you need
to... Evelyn, yeah, that's why.
Yeah. So you need to see her at the camp. So you're doing it right. I'd say that pathing those absolutely terrible afterwards though, because you don't know where Evelyn is. Still,
I saw her. I saw her top side. I don't know how, I don't remember how, but I remember seeing something topside. So I knew, I was like, oh, I think it's safe for me to do this. I don't know if it was this time or another time. But
no, you don't know she's done. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no way you would have known that information. So you have no idea that she's top. Because like, anyway, regardless, but whether or not you're playing against an Evelyn or not, you can't do this pathing here because you just have to assume that their bot lane are two together, right? So if you walk down this river, you're gonna then have, and if they have this warded, say if they have a ward in this river, they will move up towards you, right? So you're going to have to do a U-turn anyway. But then if the mid laner comes in behind you or the jungler, then you're sandwiched in this situation, and the only way out is to flash over the Dragon Wall, or you're dead, basically.
Oh, sorry. I knew there was no vision because I used the Squares Bloom when I walked to the river, and I highlighted, like I lit up that area. So I saw that up until the banana brush, so up until where I am right now, there was nothing. So as I'm coming from base, there's there. So I knew that they didn't have any vision there.
I'm gonna make an
So
argument here, and like you didn't clear out like this wall brush here, for example. I think it's
Yeah.
just too risky. I don't think you can just walk down the river here anyway. Like, is extreme risk move taking here. Like, I think going into going into here is like putting a ward here is normally fine. Can be a little bit risky when you don't know what enemy jungler is, because they could literally just be quite unlucky and just be sat there. It's unlikely, but you know that can happen. Putting a ward here is fine. That's a good ward. You don't want to go really much deeper than that, because then yeah. This is the pathing I have an issue with. Like, you could just go back into this area here and then make your way down more, especially when you don't have a mid laner now. Your mid laner is now recalled. You could literally get squished in here by Jhin, Seraph, Renekton. Like, where'd you go?
Yeah, there's no one to go.
You should just be safe. Just go back around this way and then make your way back into lane. Going down here in the river is really, really, really crazy. That could have been really, really bad. Don't do that again.
Okay.
Might be worth going refillable into this lane if you're able to buy one, like earlier.
Yeah, I sometimes go. I've seen Melon do it when he
Holy crap, you're dead. Yeah, okay. Right, there's a few things here. I think you're just trying to force stuff out. Like when you're already put down to half HP, it's just a really... This is like just absolutely your counter-picked, right? So...
Yeah.
Like... This is already really, really rough. This is just you forcing for no reason. Like, you got no minions here. They got full control of the lane. MF is like moving away. She's gonna lose her strut buff because she's been attacked by minions. You're completely exposed and open here. At this point here, the only thing you have to do is fight, because you're completely overextended here. Because even if you dodge this Xerath Q, you have to, like, that Xerath Q is positioned in a way where you have to move deeper into the lane as well.
Yeah.
So if you get hit by it, or you don't get hit by it, but now you're even further exposed, it means that Jhin could just pop his ulti. I mean, yeah, you're in no man's land here right now. So then you're forced to fight. Okay, you land a couple of abilities, but it's not anywhere in the close. The MF ulti is really off. I'm surprised you even get one kill from that, in terms of that. That shouldn't never have happened. I think if they play it better, like none of them die. That should have been a freebie, honestly. Like here, honestly, like, you know, Jhin W, he walks away, Jhin ult, one shot, dead. I mean, even the Xerath ulti, for example, would kill you. So yeah, I think Jhin just played that really, really badly, and I think you grossly mispositioned there. Just trying to force for something to happen. Sometimes you just have to recall a lot against double poke, and there's just nothing you can do about it. It's just really annoying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta be more wary about being poked down. That was a simple one from Jhin. There really wasn't anything to that one. Yeah. But if you have to recall a lot in the lane phase, then you just have to recall a lot. That's just the way it is. You have no control of the river. Evelyn's super annoying. Okay. I think you just have to keep playing it pretty safe. At least you kind of know they're putting pressure on Tri-Brush. That's just rough. I think you just have to recall at that point. Yeah.
Red team double kill. Red team has slain the dragon. Killing spree.
Yeah, I don't know. MF is... shouldn't be there either. Fighting over Tri-Brush. This has already happened once before already in the game. She should know that. She's fighting that 1v2 and needs to play a bit safer under turret. I mean, you're just waiting for those opportunities. Like, you did have that one small opportunity when you caught out the Jhin at the brush over here, and you just need to capitalize on that. You just have to be patient. It's just a really difficult lane. You just have to wait for those random moments that come, but this is always going to be a difficult lane.
One of the things that I tend to do, and I thought he would walk up. One of the things that I tend to do is if I see that the solo lanes are losing, at that point I kind of think we have to try something. Otherwise, we're just gonna lose the game because the solo lanes are really behind. And if we lose, then we lose. But if we get something, then hey, we might turn it around.
In your mind there, what did you think you were trying something in the actual lane itself?
No, in general. Just when I, like, for example...
when you overextended
I-
him and try to make play. Yeah, so what that's going to just do is just make it that I mean the odds of anything happening from that kind of situation are extremely slim. I think you have to just, like, there are moments in a game where you're going to get to capitalize. Some of them you realize and some of them you won't. One of the ones that you did make a really catch off of, I mentioned, was like the Jhin. There's like literally like one golden moment this game so far, and that was the one and you missed it. Both of you that didn't take up the opportunity on it. I think your catch was really good. I think you should have, walked forward into that and played into that, and I think MF should totally have done more there for sure. And it's just like moments like that can change the whole dynamic of the game. Just getting that one pick there on the Jhin or forcing him to blow summoners would have been that this river situation would have been different.
Yeah.
And it's just like it impacts bit by bit. So you're just gonna have to wait for those moments. Like, for example, unfortunately you haven't had your jungler come down, and yeah, and you guys are behind. So it's not. Are there things in this game that you could have done more? Yes. Is the reason why your solo laners aren't doing well because of you? No. Because you've been playing weak side the entire game. You've not had one jungle gank. And you've been losing mid and top the whole game. So yeah, you're in a state whereas you're losing, but I think you just need to play. You should be ready to all commit and communicate that with the MF, but you need to still wait for those opportunities, and ideally before you get poked down. If you get poked down, then even if you go straight into lane and then go to 50% HP, then you're gonna have to just recall and go back into it again and not look for the play. Otherwise, you're definitely just gonna die. And then,
Yep.
like here, for example, you can't afford when you are waiting for those random picks to happen. You should know you're not gonna be able to kill this Jhin 1v1. He's not gonna die fast enough. He will get away. Zyra doesn't have enough damage to do this amount of damage, especially when you haven't got items. You've got one assist at this point. Maybe if you're more fed, you'd have more damage.
Yeah.
But you just don't have the resources. Yes, you have ulti. Yes, you have ignite, but he will not die from that unless he takes 1 or 2 turret shots for some random reason.
Yep.
Here, you miss your E, and then you whack down the ulti.
Yeah.
I think you don't have to be that panicky about it. I don't think you I think you can. I also don't think you even had any slowing plants there as well when you did your E. So it's your ulti would have been even worse anyway. So here it's just I think here you're getting way too desperate. E, no plants, and then you whack down your ulti. Okay, if you did miss your E, then maybe he'll be slowed down into be able to be knocked up by the ulti. But yeah, that was just too desperate. And now you don't have an ulti now to be able to play for the next like 2 minutes.
Yeah, as soon as I did that, I was like,
Yeah, just don't try and do stuff like that by yourself.
yeah.
Like, unless you're like giga fed and whatever, but like if like in a normal circumstance of a game, then yeah. Like here, like you were actually like positioned like really well here. This is like a really good thing. Like here, I would say like, okay, now's the time. Like now, you probably at this point suspect that Jin's not here.
Yeah.
Like Jin would have been walking down the lane here, probably, especially after MF's been poked down. He'd maybe like get ready to engage on her or whatever. Like you're in a really good spot here. I'd say here's coming up as another golden moment. I want to see how you do this because it's a shame you don't have ulti. So here it would be like EWW. Okay. Nice team to miss.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'd say you be careful because you luckily had 2 opportunities there, and you used it on the second time. But like as soon as he goes it, you just have to go for it. Like as soon as he's here, you just and also you want to try and step forward to the absolute edge of the brush just to close that gap. Even just close that gap a little bit more. But you have to take that opportunity. There's like the snap shot with the Jin that you got earlier. This is another one. You have to just go for it.
Yeah.
And also, this MF needs to be ready for it too. I know she doesn't want to make it too obvious, but she is way too far behind to be following up on that kind of play as well.
Ablithium joined the berry bush. Jesus, I got old in this stream. 50 months has never been so fast.
Thank you very much, Abby. Thank you for the 50 months. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so you're lucky that he actually came back into this.
Yeah.
And and also like you stepped out of the brush before casting as well. So yeah, right mindset of it. I think it was really smart of what you did there, and that's the kind of things that you're looking to do to try and catch them out. Try and find ways to close the gap by using vision and brushes for sure. Just could be executed a little bit better. Like sometimes the E misses, like whatever, right? And you did the right thing. Stupid camera. You did the right thing of getting a 2W slow plants down. Fantastic. Actually, I want to watch that again. I want to watch how you put down the plants.
This is one of my worst plays ever. It's like, okay,
Yeah. So you don't have to be so desperate about. You do. I want you to go into practice tool, and I want you to play around with like when you cast your E or your Q, particularly your E. You have a lot longer time than you think in terms of putting down the W's to be able to like position them more on top of him.
Yeah.
Rather than just like EWW, like go straight away, just like button mash the W's down straight away. You can actually have like half a second to get the plants in a position where they're going to be nearer onto the target while still in that hitbox. Because if I don't know if you have telegraphs on, but you've got like. It looks like sentence Q for people that know. So like Zyra's E, you got like the thin part of the hitbox is where the root's going. And then there's like a slight border around the E to indicate that plants will spawn in that part of the hitbox. So even if you miss your E like you did, you can still spawn plants around the E. You had time, I think you had time there, especially the top plant. I think you had time to bring that one down just to make sure that he gets the stacking slow. Of 60%, 50%? I forget.
I think it's 50%.
60. 30 times 2. So yeah, just worth thinking. I don't know if there's a on the back there. The button at the back does just about hit. So you can make that a little bit tidier. I think could mean that they get hit. I think. Is that flash necessary?
I didn't know.
If he had flash.
It wasn't. I didn't know if it had flash. We actually talked about it in the comms, and then it was like, you didn't need to flash there, so I didn't know if he had flash, and she said, well, he had flash, his flash was timed with mine. I was like, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Anyway, the whole of that was good execution, like A for effort, C for execution, that you got the kill, great, but it's like, there's lots of little things there, and that mechanically that could have been improved a lot, I think.
Yeah, a win is a win. But yeah, I that was not one of the routes that I.
And also, if you had your ulti as well, that would have been. Then you wouldn't have had to flash. So try not to waste your ulti like you did earlier.
Yeah.
Like here, I'd be like already thinking about resetting. Oof. God, this lane is yikes. At least you got Dinah coming down now. Let's see, and you don't have flash, but you do have ulti. Let's see what you do.
Oh,
Okay,
this
so
one
nice. I think you have to stay max range now. Yeah, you just want to keep your distance now. One projectile thing. I like that you're staying, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just, yeah, you just have to play super safe, and then you want to instantly reset at this point. You need to reset. Please reset. Please reset. Yeah, you can't go for the turret. It's too bad
I wanted,
on,
I wanted to go and then we reset.
yeah, because you've already been in the lane after killing them for like such a long time anyway. There's like, if you get this turret, then you're probably gonna die. Like, let's see what Jin went mid for some reason. Like he would have been down here already. Like, and then if he ends up interrupting your recall, then it, yeah, there's no way you get the turret. I think getting that next wave was probably like greedy enough.
Killing spree.
Okay, so you go back bot, but your AD carry is going top. I think you didn't realize that. A little bit of lack of communication and voice comms, it seems.
Yeah, he didn't. I didn't see, and he didn't say he's going top. I think he said, "Oh, we're gonna have some trouble with the Volibear," but I didn't see initially that he was going. I'm just.
Okay, this is definitely Herald now.
Right. So at this point, okay, one thing
Yeah,
because I was told that this was not a good call. So we were behind, and I really wanted to get Herald because we had killed their jungler. So I thought that we could because we had our jungler. So I really wanted to fight for it.
Who said it's a
we
bad
ended up
call?
getting it. Sorry?
Who said it was a bad call? Your AD
I
carry?
think yeah, my AD carry said that it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
At the end because I die as well at the end, but at least I get the thing.
Spoilers. Nah, I think this is totally fine to go to because you killed their jungler. You're right. You killed their jungler, and also, like your weakest person is the set, and he's bot with the Volibear. So it's like that's like you got one of their strongest players out of the way anyway. The next strongest player on the team is probably the Renekton. Looking at it though, when you started doing this, I didn't like your positioning though. I don't want you to be like putting yourself in a cage. Quite literally, like look where you're going into. You got nowhere to move now. Straight away.
Yeah.
You literally just put yourself in a cage. So yeah, as soon as you done that, you got nowhere to go straight away. I could already tell that was going to happen. And you get the Herald, which is really weird. But yeah, I don't like your positioning of that. Let me have a look at everything else. So yeah, you killed the jungler. I think it's fine. I think you drag Herald out into the river to give yourself options to kite around if you need to or whatever. Yeah, as soon as like Renekton comes down here, you should be like looking to. I think you guys just like push onto this guy. I think it's going to be quite strong, but I think you try and manage it so that you eliminate this guy, if possible. Because initially here it should be 3v1. I think you stop doing Herald and you switch to this guy. I think like if you were positioned better, like if you were out in the river here and you'd be nearer this Zed and this Misfortune, and you'd be like a nice little ball here to go into. If you aren't able to capture in this Renekton, and then it's like, then you could probably make a play over to these guys here. Because now this Zareth, I'd say, is super exposed with the fact that he's just literally just standing still pressing his ulti. So now these two are now looking like juicy targets. If you were with him, like the Zed's already identified that and goes for the Zareth. So that's an easy kill. Yeah, I think doing the Herald there is fine. And also the TP though from Volibear though, that does add up. Set probably could have done better to interrupt that.
He doesn't actually get the Xerath there, he just dies.
Shut down.
Trying to think about this fight a lot. I think if everyone plays this perfectly, I think this ends up being the right call. But because it's solo queue,
Yeah.
it makes sense. I think I would still do this. I think I would still go for this Herald. You just literally just killed their jungler right in front of the objective and all of you are there.
Yeah, that was my mindset
Yeah,
as well.
I think you still go for it. I think the way it was handled though, there were just... I think your positioning was a big error.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for you to be in this. Because you're just stuck though. It's amazing that you managed to get the Herald, but yeah, obviously that could have easily gone the other way too.
Yeah.
I think when one person comes in, you need to come off the objective and then look to go onto that person, chip them down. If you get them down to half HP for free, that's great, because then it means you might get the objective then for free afterwards. Just because you killed their jungler and because the right thing probably to do is to take the objective doesn't mean you just tunnel vision onto the objective. The only point that you would tunnel vision complete the objective is if it's like literally got like 10% HP left or something. Make sure that it's finished off and killed off so the enemy don't seal it, and then you then kill the enemies. If it's like you've just started it, then you've got plenty of time to... You know, Evelyn's still dead at 20 seconds at this point, right? There's no rush to do the objective. You can take, you know, get them weaker so that they can't contest it.
Right.
I think what ends up happening here, if you end up positioning near where this MF is or somewhere like backside river, if you can't go onto this Renekton, then you end up getting to go onto the Xerath and the Jhin. I think the Xerath 100% dies. Then the Volibear TP comes through, and then I think you guys end up backing off. So then what ends up happening is maybe it ends up being like... So the Evan's dead, and then after that you can get a 1-for-1 in terms of like Xerath or maybe your Diana. But you also get the Volibear teleport off. So then that gives you a bit more map control. So it ends up being a minor win overall. Ideally, obviously, the set would interrupt this Volibear and stop the TP from coming through. But yeah, I think in the ideal, I think the main issue here out of everyone here, I think it is you and your positioning.
Mm.
You did manage to get it, which was quite lucky actually. Yeah, it's gonna be that dragon. So yeah, I can see like why MF was, or other people were saying it wasn't a good call, but I think the call itself is fine. I think it's just the way it was treated was just not good.
Red team has slain the dragon. Blue team's turret.
Okay, I don't think you need to just pop Herald straight away. I think you've got it still for like another couple of minutes at least. I don't think you just need to urgently just pop it down. I think if you manage to win a team fight, say if you end up having a fight around mid lane and you kill a couple from a random pick, you can probably use that Herald then to take 2 towers down. Whereas just popping down the Herald here, like, you don't really get anything from that. I would honestly would be saving it for mid. Getting the mid tower down is the most important tower.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, there's just a lot of mechanical errors there. A lot of panic in your eyes here. Whatever, popping ghost.
Oh, as soon as you pop Ghost. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, the ulti as well. It's quite a lot of panic then.
Yeah. Because I was expecting him to do that, but he just did that after I was.
But I see vision. I think, do you have controls at this point? Yeah, you do. Just, you have to be so careful against Evelyn at this point. Like, you are, like, in a different game, Evelyn's standing, like, around this area and she's just going to pick you off here. It's really, really difficult. Like, if I were you, I'd probably put a control in this brush here. and then just leave it. I don't think I would want to go into this area here by myself, honestly. I think it's just way too risky. You have no tier 2 turret to fall back onto either, so it'd be like standard ward here, maybe a control ward in this brush here. It's like somewhere random, a control ward defensively heading towards Baron. I think is enough. That's all you can really do, and then hopefully as your misfortune got a blue trinket. Yeah, and then you just have to check Baron every now and then with a blue trinket. I don't think you can just face check bushes like that at this point.
Right. Yeah. So I had that in mind. Whenever I play against an Evelyn, I always have that at the back of my head that she can just. But I looked at the scoreboard and I thought maybe she doesn't have just quite enough to kill me.
Nah, she's
So
no, she's
I knew
not.
the ward was really. I knew it was like really.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing here either. By the way, walk me through what's going through your mind.
I don't. I couldn't explain it to you. Like really, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Has been destroyed.
Nothing. It was like this game was just.
I think.
The mental was quite weak for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think. You got flash? No, you don't have flash. Just thinking, if I found myself in this situation, what would I do? Apart from maybe like run away, if I was going to play into it, I would just hide in this bush. I wouldn't even show myself. I would want to see if I could do something here to enable Zed to get a pick or something. Like you could maybe like wait here in this bush and then just not move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good route though. Yeah, I think it's a little bit overkill in your ulti though. Like I think sometimes I can just tell the pure panic in your spellcasting.
So that one was not panic. That one was me not trusting the Zed to go in because the Zed was kind of silently flaming me, like pinging my stuff the entire game. So I just wanted to make sure that if I do die, at least someone else dies from their enemy team as well.
Mm.
Whether I got it or Zed moved in as soon as I ulted, it wasn't like, yeah.
I mean, I think you had enough. I don't know. I think it would have been really close, but I think you would have had enough anyway, even if Zed didn't move on without your ulti.
To kill? Yeah.
It would have been really close because you still had 2 plants there, right? 2 plants. Yeah, he's not moving anywhere anytime soon. Before the ulti went down, he was on like 10%. I would then try to just panic ulti into this area here, and then
Disengage.
you're fucked at this point anyway. You're 100% dead. It's just more like distributing your damage as best as possible. Maybe trying to catch one of these guys out so that they die also when you get caught. Yeah, so they get knocked up and then, I don't know, like maybe Evelyn doesn't have ulti and she finds it difficult to get away and then maybe MF. But like one thing I'd say though is like during this whole mid game, I'm not seeing any coordination between you and MF at all.
No, we weren't coordinated. It was one of those games, very few after the initial coaching, where we weren't coordinated at all. It was, yeah.
Both of you just doing your own thing at this point.
Yeah.
You're both on like chippy chipper chopper mode.
Pretty much, yeah. It was kind of like a sad chippy chippy because it was
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
A little bit of tilt.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
yeah, enemies not doing Baron. Yeah. I think
Red team has slain Baron Nashor.
just trying to watch what you're doing.
Disconnected.
It's just, yeah, I mean, when I looked at the match stats before looking at this game, I knew it'd be a Sag game. Like, just looking at the matchups alone without even looking at the KDAs, I knew it'd be tough. I don't think we're probably going to find much else here, just because it's just going to be so one-sided now at this point. Yeah, I don't think there's no point looking into this anymore, I don't think. So yeah, I mean, there was a couple of points that we've identified. There were a few golden moments, where golden opportunity moments. The first one was missed with the Jhin.
Yeah.
I think that was this route here was just really, really good. You just need to like go for it, because you did the hard work. You've identified that the Jhin massively overextended. You did the hard bit. It's just doing the bit afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
This bit here is just like, it's like fantastic positioning. I don't understand why both of you don't move forward into this. I don't know what do you know why you would be dissuaded from going into this situation?
Yeah, I didn't. Did I have ignite? I don't think
Yep.
I had ignite.
You did, yeah. It's bugged on the
I didn't.
thing. Yeah.
I
I
did.
think you all had
Honestly,
summoners at this point.
okay. I think I just didn't see the opportunity to kill because so in my mind, I
Mm.
rooted him and then I used my Q as well, and I don't remember if I auto attacked, but basically I used everything that I had, and then I didn't think that ignite would be enough to kill him.
Yeah, I
In
don't think.
hindsight, it was, but or you know, it would have helped the fight in the river, but I just
I think it's
I
just
didn't see
like
the
because, especially against when you're playing against losing matchups, like you shouldn't be winning
Yeah.
honestly against a Zareth and a Jhin. Zyra, as we talked about, Zyra just sucks into like
Yeah.
long range poke. If you
Yeah.
think if you find yourself in any opportunity to get off important summoners off anyone, you just do what you can to do that without necessarily trying to use your own flash, right? So moving up here to auto attack and ignite is perfectly fine to make this Jhin panic flash. I think that would be just a huge bonus. If you get both summoners out, that's great. MF 100% should be moving into this. I don't know why she doesn't have E. I'm only going into that as much as I am because I know she's duo. If she wasn't duo, then I wouldn't be talking about it. But she should have her E here. There's no reason why she doesn't. Like, this is an
She
easy
usually
E
does
overlap. I mean,
Mountain Q and then level 4 goes E. Sorry, yeah, just
yeah, so like level, even like, could even consider doing like, she probably won't like this, but like E level 2, just to enable your E. So you could go E level 2 as well. You got a lot of power there, just of setup. But she should have E level 3. There's no reason not. And then, as I said, like, she's got full mana. Well, full health, full mana. Should be moving into this just to be aggressive. There's no reason not to. I think it's really great. There's no reason. A couple of steps in this direction equals auto attack on the Jhin. Yeah, this Jhin either dies or he uses his summoners and then manages to get out on like 10% HP. Then he has to reset. Then that gives you an opportunity just to push in the wave, to not make Jhin, you know, make their whole wave situation staggered. Their recalls are then going to be staggered. This could then set up View being in the brush before them and stuff like that.
yeah.
You can play off a lot of that. I think it doesn't matter if not you're going to get a kill here. You just need to punish it as much as possible. Like, as I said, you did the hard bit here. And then you step forward, auto attack, step forward, auto attack, you whack down your ignite. This MF ran the opposite direction. I don't know why. You made a really good route play and then the MF's running away from it. So
Yeah.
I'd say like this is probably one of the biggest moments in the whole game, and it's like at 3 minutes. It's crazy that sometimes that this is the case, but like that there is just like one of the game potentially changing moments because you know, the next 2 minutes leads into this river fight, which ends up on your team not getting scuttle, and it ends up on a couple of people getting away on like really low HP. So a lot of the game state changes just because of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the other golden opportunity you did, I want to give you praise for, I'm not going to be able to find the timestamp, but when you picked off the Zareth in the brush, we talked about it before, didn't we, about the mechanical stuff there. It was here, wasn't it? This was good. This was good planning. Like, this is kind of you again against double poke, using the brush to your advantage. You just need to try and do that whenever you can.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the whole range of, like, you know, popping up the brush before doing your casts and stuff is, yeah. But, you know.
Yeah, this is I usually do bush cheese, because, yeah, it works usually, but this is one of the worst executions that I...
Yeah. Luckily it worked. Although, yeah, I mean, as we talked about earlier, you used your ulti down here against the Jhin. If you had your ulti here, then you could have just walked up and done ignite. You wouldn't have had to use flash. So, yeah, just try not to just force plays when they can see it happening. Like when you died earlier, was it him? Yeah, like they can see you coming. They know 100% what you're trying to do. They know you're caught out. Like, yeah. Don't do these kind of moves here where like you can force situations like doing like risky moves in the brush when you're behind. I think that's fine to do. because then you have the element of surprise, but there's no element of surprise here. It's just like, oh, this Zyra is now giga overextending and she's running at me with 50% HP. You're just gonna get blown up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's as I said, it's super lucky anyway that you get the Jhin because it walks randomly into your ulti for like no reason and stuff. But
Yeah, he wanted to kill me.
yeah, you could have just let Zyra have the kill. That's a bit of AD carry syndrome there. But yeah, that's the classic situation of like you should have just died for free, and then that would have been and then your deficit down in the bottom would have been even more. So yeah, and then later on, I think there's something weird that happens with MF. I think she gets giga greedy for this, doesn't she?
Yeah, she flashes in to kill the Zyra.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to her in regards to that, if she was going to do that, she needed to do that like 10 seconds ago before the Jin's even back in lane, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would say here, for example, just for her, like, it would be E to slow the Xerath down, looking to potentially flash, dodge, flashing forward to dodge a Xerath E, and then nuking from then on. Like, going in here at this point would have been fine when the Jin's only just respawned, but she can't do it then when Jin's, like, going to be back in lane in a second. It's, like, that would have been E, which I think does go down, but she needed to flash diagonal forward and then do the play if she wanted to do it, but yeah, it's just a bit desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's left it way too long late to go and needs to respect the fact that enemy AD carry is going to recall. So she should have done one or two things here. She should have actually looked for the kill, or she should have just pushed in the lane as hard as she could to then get a good reset timing for herself so that she could pair up with you.
Yeah.
Rather than that would have been the smarter play. Honestly, it was just like then you wouldn't have had to burn your flash, and then you just just focus on pushing in this wave as quick as possible without dying. So yeah. Couple of desperation moments there from both of you, I think, which kind of spoiled the laning phase as well. We're coaching the Zyra eventually, but the MF is duo, so that's why we're talking more about the MF than what we would usually do. Other minor things, when your jungler's coming up into river, try and position more up so you're ready to defend. Because the likelihood is that they're always going to be at a spot. There's probably a ward somewhere in this river for the enemy team in order to see that Diana's going to be in the area anyway. So it doesn't really matter that you're blowing her cover by moving up the lane to make it kind of obvious that someone's going to be in the river, because at least you're going to be in a better position to defend that situation if it arises.
Yep.
Other than that, like, I just want to, like, if we do another coaching session at some point with your duo, that would just need, like, are these when you're playing, are you like super try-harding to win games, or is it more like casual environment where it's like whatever?
I think it's somewhere in between. Like it's not whatever for sure, but it's also not like sweaty gaming where it's like mute everything and just like only talk about the objectives and just communicate just very short, like, mission style. I'm going in, or I'm doing this, or it's somewhere in between, but it's more towards the let's try to win this and do our best kind of.
Yeah. Okay. I would just say, like, just try to talk to each other a tiny bit more about what's happening in the game. I think that's just, I think you guys just seem very unduo like for a duo.
Kibo88 joined the berry bush.
This is one of the games where we were not communicating properly. We were barely communicating at all. Actually, after this game, we both kind of like, I don't think we should be playing anymore.
Yeah, that's a good
call it a day.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah.
And then we decided to do one more, and he actually put some like cartoon music in the background to keep him like a bit positive, because the games were so shit.
Yeah, I think the right mindset would have been, I don't know if you won the next game or not, but
we did.
You did, all right. I would have said, like, at that point, if you guys are realizing you're not communicating, I think at that point it would have, and is you not enjoying it as much, then, and you feel like the game is all really, really crap, then I think just call it, or take like a break.
Yeah.
Just take a break, like half an hour break or something, or do like, I don't know.
An ARAM.
Yeah, like literally, just do something just to break the flow, break the mental downfall, and then go back into it if you guys still want to play after that, because there's no point just grinding out the trash.
Yeah, it was honestly, it's been like this for a while since I've because I've tried to get some like a game for coaching, like specifically for coaching that was decent enough to get your feedback, and it's just been very difficult because it's either our team stomps or their team stomps, and there's not much to coach in that sense, because if we're winning, then it's easy to play around that, and if we're getting stomped, then it's
Yeah, I would say
also kind of
this.
straightforward.
So I'd say like even in the stomps and stuff, there's probably going to be a few mistakes you're going to be making. Yeah, we're not going to be able to find as many from a longer quality game where it's more balanced and even. And yeah, like stomps suck, both wins and losses. But it's like even in this game, I'm actually glad that we saw it in the end, even though it was like I'd say a stomp for the enemy team. I think winning this game would have been very difficult. Like you both had already been, you in particular, have already been counted in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Your solo lane has already been losing, but I'd say there was enough in the laning phase, which then led up to a stomp, that you and your AD carry could have done more in order to had more influence on the game for this game to be more like a 35-minute game.
Mhm.
So like even after 10 minutes into this game, the enemy team are only 700 gold ahead, and I would argue like if you did the plays that I suggested in the laning phase,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it'd either be the same or like you might even be like slightly ahead. So when you guys are making these random desperation plays, like for example, let's actually look at the gold count, right? So let's actually look at how much gold you're behind and stuff. So when you're making this desperation play here, you're only really like 900 gold behind. It's not like the end of the world. It's a couple of kills. So then you die. And then suddenly, it's like because you traded back on the Jhin, luckily, it ends up keeping it around about that 1k. But like if you don't get the kill on Jhin, then your guys are like 1.5k gold behind.
Yeah.
So then you just like doubled the well, 50%ed extra your deficit essentially just by making that play. And then, you know, MF being desperate here. It's gone from a 1k deficit. She flashes in this play here in a second. Although your team gets a shutdown. So now the gold has actually gone back to a 300 gold deficit. But because of the desperation that you guys are feeling, which I think it's probably more than just maybe the nature of your past games, plus in combination of like going up against like
absolutely.
plus in combination of like the going up against like direct counters, right? So it just feels really, really bad to play into. The deficit here at this point is only 200 gold. Then MF makes a desperation play again. And then it's back to 800 gold deficit.
Yeah.
So if you both didn't die and make desperation plays, I think your team would actually, ironically, would have been ahead in gold. If you didn't make the desperate plays. So, like, this is like the number one reason where, like, unless the score is like literally 4 to 20, there's no real reason to just throw, like, potentially, like, throw the whole game just by randomly making these plays. So I think you guys are overthinking about it a little bit too much, and they're feeling like, okay, we must carry down bot lane like straight away, because then you guys end up doing that, and then it's just like, okay, well, GG. So yeah, I think you guys just made it worse for yourselves as well. You made absolutely like no chance for you to be able to make any kind of impact on the game by just going too desperate, and then later on, then we see the ulti under the tower and stuff like that. It's just you just need to take the fight smarter. The enemy will always make mistakes. It's just sometimes, you know, finding those opportunities are like super rare, and you just need to capitalize on them when you can. So yeah, and also it's not always about getting the kill. Okay, so don't get into the mindset of like, oh, because I call out this Jhin and we can't kill him, like, doesn't mean you don't continue punishing. It's back here, wasn't it? You just punish him. It's just this. Both of you need to as well. Both of you need to be on the same page here.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know, it's just, this is just kind of crazy to me. Like, she is Emerald, right? The MF? Did you say?
This is this is her second account, so she's Diamond on her main account, his main account. Diamond 4.
Right.
Okay, I hit you with the diamond, so here comes the flame.
Scaro
No,
4
but
joined
yeah,
the berry
it's
bush. New icon. Woo.
it was not one of our best game in terms of everything because it was just a shit night.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the whole smurfing stuff, but I will say, like, I'm going to be way more harsher than with this MF then. Like, if this MF is actually meant to be diamond, then they're playing like, do they play 80 carries their main on their diamond account?
Yes.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Then yeah, I don't know what the hell they're doing there, because it's just like, this is actually atrocious, and then they don't play up from this. Then this is like I would say this is like giga red flare. This is like there's no reason why a diamond caliber level 80 carry should be walking backwards away from a play like that. There's just like no reason why this isn't being like directly followed up straight away. Honestly, at that point, because I was like holding back a little bit, like there's every sense of the world here that you move up, press ignite, and then she literally flashes forward and gets a kill. Like that would actually be a kill on Jhin. But yeah, I was holding back a little bit, but yeah, the MF, which there should be a kill there on that Jhin. And then you push in the lane, then reset, come back into lane a bit stronger, and then yeah, play into it from there. But yeah, if they're diamond, they need to be coordinating better with you, and maybe even giving you some more guidance in lane. But then I don't know. It's just kind of odd. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it too much. I think I've already said everything I need to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, just do be. I mean, I have. Okay, so I just be careful with playing with Smurfs. Okay. I just be very careful, because it will alter your gameplay, and if you end up ever playing by yourself, or you want to play League and they're not around, it's going to alter your gameplay a lot. Playing with a duo is one thing, and then playing with a duo Smurf is like another thing entirely. I usually tell people off for that. I remember one of my other long-time viewers as well, that was like Silver was getting boosted by a Draven, and they just didn't learn anything about the game and stuff like that. So like, at least you're getting coaching that will help you put you in the right direction, but just be like really careful about self-improving in the game itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So to that, I have played with him on his main account as well, and he plays the same. It's the same style. It's like there's no difference in the gameplay, and this is when I told him which game I'm giving you to coach. He was like, "Oh no, this is like one of the worst games that I've played this week." He's just like, as soon as Bill sees my gameplay, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" So he was a bit like, and I was like, well, it's mostly about me.
Yeah. I mean,
and
there's definitely things that we've talked about that you can do to be better and not overforce situations and stuff like that. I would say, like, also not locking yourself in random like enclosures.
Yeah.
Like a dog in a cage.
Yes. So to that, I played with him on his main account. He only plays on this account because he's too high to play on his main account because I'm a peb. But before, when we started playing ranked, I played with him on his main account, and then he played more than I did. So he climbed, and now he's diamond, and I can't play with him anymore.
Okay.
So that's why he plays on this account. But there's no difference in the playstyle or the communication or whatever. It's just
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not getting boosted, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't care overall that you're duo. It's more of like, I don't care when people play duo instead of Q, in terms of like, if you do whatever you find that's most fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just if you are, it's just I mean, I always just say be careful if you are playing someone who is like meant to be considerably higher level than you, and if they're playing on a Smurf account, then it ends up being kind of gray area / toxic kind of area, just in terms of the person that's being boosted doesn't realize how much on self-improvement that they're missing out on by letting the other person do all the work. Now, I'm not saying that's happening here, but it's just like always something that I make sure that people are fully aware of, because you're not getting the full normal you're not getting the full normal experience of League in how the way self-improvement happens. This is like kind of a slightly different element of solo queue that people don't really talk about that much, but
Yeah.
there should be like a natural like slow curve going up, but then if you're getting someone else involved, then it can shift a lot. And also in how the matchmaking works as well ends up being a little bit more skewed as well, because your games will be not harder than what they should be at your level as well, because they're higher ELO anyway, but because you're in a duo it puts it higher even more. So these games will be a little, like if you're getting more Sag games as well, it might just literally because you're duo, just because of the matchmaking as well, just so that you're aware.
Yeah, I looked at OPGG after the game just to have an understanding of what happened, for example, top lane, because our top laner ended the game 0-10-7. And I found that they are a top lane main, but they don't play set. They literally had never played set in the first 20 to 30 games that I saw on their OPGG. And I was like, why are you first picking... why are you playing a champion for the first time in ranked?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Crazy.
Trying to find your op.gg. I want to kind of see how much it's skewing. And this game was... and the Zyra.
Yep.
So, yeah. Misfortune's Emerald 2. I mean, everyone actually in this game, surprisingly, is actually the same MMR.
There's no way he's Emerald 2 because he said that...
Emerald
No,
4,
he's
sorry.
Emerald 4.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Everyone, Emerald 4 0 LP. But like, everyone else in this game is Plat 2. Either Plat 1 to Plat 3, basically. Plat 1, Plat 2, Plat 3. So it's not like the ELO distribution is too bad. I did op.gg saying that MF was the worst player in that game, but I don't know how reliable that.
Yeah.
But
OPGG usually looks at KDA for the most
yeah,
part.
it does. Yeah,
So
it's kind of weighted. Yeah. It's not unlike the OP score, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I think there's things there for you to work on. If you're behind, don't overforce. Just play smart. Like you did the smart plays. The brush plays are smart. Like you know how to find the picks. It's just that you got to do that to get the kills, not just running at them, charging, making it super obvious. I think that's like the main thing you just need to do, really. And then the other thing is just like when you do make the pick, go for it. Like I'd rather see you limit test, go in, try and get the kill, and fuck up, than make the pick and then go, I'm not gonna go for it. Because then at least you learn and get ingrained in your brain like how much damage your champion's doing, how much damage MF's doing, how much damage that this other champion's going to take. Because the only way you're going to be able to improve is making mistakes. There's no reason to play passive there against that Jhin. There's zero. As long as you learn from the mistakes. But yeah, I think going into that gym is fine. Alright, plants. Thank you very much for the...
Thank you very much.
Hope that helps.
It does.
And good luck in the rest of your games.
Thank you.
Alright, bye.